Hello everyone, welcome back to G&J Exploring. In today's video we continue our trip to the south of Costa Rica and visit Manuel Antonio National Park. We start this video on Estoril Beach before driving up into the hills and visiting Rainmaker Park, where we spend a very enjoyable afternoon in its various pools and swinging bridges. We then head further down the road to Manuel Antonio National Park, where we spend 2 days wandering through its paths, seeing its animals, and spending time on the beaches nearby, having a very relaxing time. I hope you enjoy this video, and on with the show.
We are once again back at the beach. We've just flown some drone around, which you may have seen. We're now going to be heading about an hour down the road to the Rainmaker Park, which is some more forests and waterfalls up in the hills. And we'll see you in an hour or so's time. We are now at the Rainmaker Park, up a bit of a challenging road, but we're here. And the point of coming here is to do some walking around, a few hanging bridges, but most interesting of all, a load of little pools in the river. So we'll be having a round and we'll see what we find. We are walking through Rainmaker Park. It's a bit hot, but it is at least out of the sun, which is good. But we're just making our way along the hillside to some of the bridges they have here. Oh, there's a frog. There we go, there's a frog hopping around. We're only a little bit further up from the frog, but we're at the first of the waterfalls here. And if we pan up, we have also the first of the bridges, with Juliet very nervously walking across it. So we are now along the path, and we have reached the main sky bridge bit. So I'm just going to walk along this and see if we find anything interesting. Only feels a little bit rickety. And we have the last big one out across what sounds like a waterfall below us. And I will say these are very, very rickety. I'm having a little bit of trouble even keeping my balance. There we have the waterfall there. And on the other side, we have a view out across the valley. We are here at the first of the waterfall pools. Very nice, we're going to go in now. And then we'll be heading down the path to find what comes along it.
So here we are at the second waterfall. And we have George enjoying the cool water. I've just jumped out to do a video. And I'll be going in again shortly. We are at yet another swimming hole in this cool place. Somewhere in here we will find George. There he is. There's another swimming hole just above where George is attempting to climb out. So yeah, all in all, this place is awesome. As you can see, there's railings to make it a bit safer, but the water is freezing, which is more than welcome, as it is very hot here today.
We are now at Manuel Antonio, and we have this lovely view out across the beach. As normal, absolutely stunning. Yeah, really nice. So our hotel is just down the beach a little bit. We have an absolutely terrible room in the hotel, but it does back right onto the beach, and it is a fairly nice hotel, especially for what we paid. So can't complain about that. But yeah, we're gonna go find some dinner, watch the sea go and claim my toes, and then tomorrow we'll be heading into the park, which is just over there. We are now here at Manuel Antonio National Park, just down the road from where we were staying. And we've walked in, all fairly painless. The lady on the gate does take your snacks though, as they threaten, but can't be helped. And we're now walking around, dodging the tour groups as best we can, and seeing what we can find. Apparently here there's monkeys, sloths, all sorts of things. We are here in the forest, and we have found a lizard walking along the ground just below me. Quite a big lizard, having a nice walk along the bridge. We are walking through the forest here, looking around for everything which makes even the slightest bit of noise to see what we find. So far it's just been quite a lot of lizards have been what we've seen so far, but it's quite cool walking along and having the beach just to the side of us. I'll wander down here just a little bit, and there we go, there is the beautiful beach, and we'll probably be there later on today. And here we have an agouti, just sort of a slightly ratty type of creature, but quite large, sitting there next to the tree. So we are just out of the jungle briefly, and we have the wonderful beach in front of us. We're staying on the other beach over there, and if I spin around, you get the whole view. And as you can see, there's hardly anyone on the beach, which is quite good. We are now up on a platform, high in the air. The only problem is, when they built the platform, they originally had a lookout over the beaches on both sides, because we are on a little bit of a peninsula. We'll show a map in the next video. But unfortunately, the trees around it kept growing, and now you only really get a view of all the trees which have grown. So this is the map of the park, and so far we've walked from the entrance all the way down to here. That's the viewing platform there. We're now going to see if we can go around here, but it might be closed, and then we'll be heading over to these points on the far side. We have made our way to another beach. Unfortunately, we couldn't go round the top of the peninsula because it was very much shut, but we can find our way to this relatively secret beach. And if I walk up here onto this bit of rock, hopefully Juliet can take a nice photograph of me. But we have a really nice view out across the water. We've got the beach behind us. And spinning round, we've got the other beach just on the other side. And here we are quite up close and personal with a lizard sitting on a log. It just came out of nowhere, and there is another lizard hanging out up in the tree up there. And here we have some more monkeys itching themselves, yawning, and generally sitting around. We are still wandering around the park. Unfortunately, we've just found another path which is shut, which brings the total up to 3 so far. So we're starting to struggle to find things to do. Also seems like the restaurant might be shut, which is interesting given you're not allowed to bring anything in. So we might not be here too much longer this morning. Been here about 2 hours so far, and I'm not sure how much longer we will be here. And here we have a sloth walking around in a tree. Although it's not walking very quickly, and does seem to be mainly scratching itself. But they do love to scratch themselves. But very cool to see it up in the tree, moving around. We have now left the park for the day and grabbed some lunch. Unfortunately, the cafe in the park is shut, so you're not allowed to take food in. You can't eat inside, so you don't have much option but to leave if you want to go get some food. We are back on the beach. We tried out the hotel pool for a little bit, but it was a little bit loud and annoying. But we're on the beach, and we have procured some coconuts with a lot of rum in them from a man for a not unreasonable price. A bit expensive maybe, but not too bad. And now Juliet and I are here drinking them down. Yeah. And how would you rate them?
Strong.
Strong. Very strong. Part of our haggling did involve the man putting an awful lot of rum in this particular coconut. We are back in Manuel Antonio National Park. We've walked down the paths we walked down yesterday. We've not seen very much, seen a few sloths high in the trees, but nothing too interesting. And we are now climbing up a lot of stairs to one of the viewpoints we didn't go to yesterday. And here we have a coyote wandering around the forest. We are up at the top of the path. We've seen monkeys, we've seen the coyote I took a video of, and now we're here looking down on the apparently called the King Beach, which has some natural importance. And then in the distance we've got some more of the landscape, and it is really, really pretty, and just makes Juliet and I think we need to be getting down to the beach and having a sit down. We've just walked back along the path, and we're at a viewpoint we didn't stop at before, with views down towards the beaches here in Manuel Antonio and a large peninsula we couldn't walk around yesterday. We are back on the beaches, come down from the hilltops, and we're now on the beach which faces away from where we're staying. Very nice beach, as you can see, incredibly sunny, lovely white sand, very pleasant. But we're actually going to be heading onto the other side of the peninsula to a bit of beach which does face where we're staying, because it's a bit quieter because it's less sunny, and it's also less sunny, which means that we get to sit in the shade and not irritate any of our slightly still burnt skin.
Up here we've found another sloth, and at the moment she is itching her head with her foot.
So Juliet's just done a GoPro of this, but here's my phone with its slightly better zoom, with a close-up of the sloth itching itself, and it does absolutely love to itch itself. Juliet has just informed me this is a two-toed sloth, not the three-toed sloth you normally see, and it's rare because this sloth is normally only visible at night time, so it's quite a treat to see it in the day. We're getting all this information from the guides behind us, but it's also looking for a nice place to have a rest now.
We are on the beach, And we have a lot of lizards who are starting to come and chase us. There's one very close to us, about a metre away. There's a bigger one behind there. And they are, as we stay relatively still, slowly coming closer. And we do have this wonderful view out across the sea. And it really is quite spectacular. And here we have a very up close and personal video with the lizard, who keeps on getting closer and seems to want to come home with us. So the lizard has walked off and now we are on the beach properly. We're in the sea. The waves are actually quite violent, surprisingly so. I'm getting a slightly wet leg, but still very nice. The water is lovely and we have this wonderful view out across the sea. We are now leaving the park. We've had a really great day here today. This is the second day we've been in, as you'll have seen, and we've had a really great walk around. Some of the places were shut, as we said, but we did all of the route up here, all the way down here, all the way down to this point, and then all the way up there. We saw quite a lot of sloths. We saw a sloth here, and we saw a sloth round here. And we've seen monkeys, little agoutis, coyotes, all sorts of things. So we've had a really great time. We are now on the beach, right in front of our hotel. Paid some men a very reasonable $10 for a few hours. So now we're here. We've managed to procure some snacks from the various carts in front of us. I don't know why parking in front of us is so popular, but we have 3 carts parked and another one passing by. But I actually went and got a Imperial Cerveza from the hotel restaurant, which is only just behind us. Juliet got a snow cone off a man. And here we have a nice selfie of us sitting here on the beach, enjoying our drinks.
So, because George saw a sloth earlier, he's now trying to be one. I have dragged him out into the sea. That is a George in the sea.
We are back in the sea. We've just gone back to our room to change. We're now out with nothing but our swimming costumes and the GoPro. Sunset is going to be in about 20 minutes time, but for now we just have the wonderful view we've had all day. You're probably getting slightly sick of 360s of the view, but we're very much enjoying it, so you're going to get some more of them.
The sun has now set, so the entertainment is only in the form of George getting taken out by waves. Now, if you remember, in Tenerife, George got taken out by a wave and lost his glasses. So I'm currently holding his glasses and waiting for a hopeful wipeout. We need better than that though, Pacific Ocean. But that's it for our day. We're going to see if the sky lights up in any different colours, go back in, have a shower, and then grab some dinner in the hotel restaurant.